30 days ago, I bought my very first side-by-side, a used CFMoto ZForce 800 Trail. At the time, I was extremely excited, but also nervous. If you've spent any amount of time online researching side-by-sides, you've heard all of the opinions, and side-by-side owners aren't afraid to share their thoughts, and some of them won't be delicate about it either. Some people will tell you that CFMoto is upping their game big time and are the best value on the market. Others are going to tell you they're Chinese junk and they wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. Then, not long after I bought mine, it broke down. And I was scared. Now that I've owned it for a month, took it out on its first trails, experienced a breakdown, and spent more money than I planned, here's the honest truth about owning my first side-by-side. And if you're thinking about buying a CFMoto, this video might save you a lot of money or convince you to go out and buy one tomorrow. Now, when I got this thing, I just expected to go on some trail rides and have an absolute blast. In the daytime, in the nighttime, just have the most fun possible. What I didn't expect is that you are going to try to find a reason to take this thing absolutely everywhere and incorporate it in every waking part of your life. You're going grocery shopping? Hey, why not do it in the side-by-side? I actually haven't done that yet, but with today's gas prices, hey, may as well. But I have taken it fishing with me. Instead of taking the truck, you just throw the poles right into the back in that little trunk space it has and just take off, go fishing, drive through the creek, have an absolute blast while you do it. And once you're done fishing, you don't feel bad if you're absolutely soaked and then you get in your vehicle. Or if you decide, hey man, let's go hit some mud holes on the way home either. And even if you've been down a trail a million times, it doesn't matter. You're going to go down it 1,000,001 times and still have the greatest time of your life. It'll be like the first time all over again every single time. That's how much fun these things are, and just how much I love being out in the woods, out in nature. It's almost meditative. I also didn't expect to get obsessed with accessories. I always want to check out accessories. I'm always interested in them, but I also didn't expect them to be so dang expensive. For instance, if you want an enclosed trunk on this thing, that's going to be like 500 bucks. I know it's a big accessory, but it's also just a big hunk of plastic too. But when I'm out and I drive by a dealership, even if I'm on a really tight schedule and have things to do, I still find myself wanting to run in, or sometimes actually running in and checking out what accessories they have for this thing. Right now, I'm on the hunt for more storage. Even though these things come with some extremely deep cubby holes that hold a lot, I've already filled those up. Another thing I didn't expect is that this thing has made me more interested in mechanics. Now, I'm not mechanically inclined whatsoever, but I just want to keep this thing for as long as I can and keep it in tip-top running condition. So I find myself watching videos on CVT clutches. I have a lot of comments from the fellow big boys out there telling me, hey man, you should get those sway bars out of there, and I'm interested in that, and I'm curious and trying to figure out how to do it. People also saying that, hey man, you need to check on those bearings and make sure you grease that machine up. And I'm interested in learning how to do that. I'm actually researching right now what tools I need to do that, what kind of grease, where those points are that need greased. Okay, I know it needs oil changes and stuff like that. I'm going to try to do that myself, I believe. I don't want to rely on a dealership or a mechanic because I want to become more self-sufficient. So I am interested in stuff like that. I did not expect that at all. I had absolutely no interest in working on automobiles before, but on this side-by-side, man, I think I'm hooked. One thing that surprised me the most is the side-by-side community itself, because when you get online and you start doing some research, looking at videos and stuff like that, because you're curious about different side-by-sides, makes, models, a lot of people are very opinionated, and they have absolutely no problem in that comments section telling you why that machine sucks or why you suck. But if you reach out to side-by-side owners and stuff like that, they have absolutely no problems telling you about the machine that you're interested in if they have one. I mean, I reached out to people who had no clue who I was whatsoever, and they responded to my message. I mean, lengthy responses to my messages about CFMoto and telling me whether they loved it or whether they hated it. It got all love, okay, and people I personally contacted. And there was even one dude, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with him, I'm not going to call him out, but he has like almost 1 million followers on here. I sent him a message and was like, hey man, what do you think of your Z-Force? And he's like, dude, I love it. It won't die. So the side-by-side community, while y'all are like a boys' locker room, man, there's going to be a lot of teasing. It's like being around your besties. But when you need them, they show up. And that is a big thing. Another thing that surprised me is peeing outside. Yes, you heard me correctly, and ladies, I am so sorry. I feel so bad for you because I know you require a little more accommodations than us dudes, but it becomes a whole thing. You try to find somewhere to pull over, stop, get out, do your business, not get snake bit, not get ticks, and you're just praying the whole time a whole group of riders do not pull up on you. It's horrible. I feel so bad for my woman every time she has to do it. Probably the biggest surprise is the fact that you're sitting here watching me right now. I decided to start a YouTube channel pretty much immediately after picking this up. It may have even been on the drive home I started thinking about it really hard. Now, I've had a dirt bike for years. Actually, it's a dual sport CRF 250L. And I always had this idea, like I wanted to start a YouTube channel centered around that and some of the challenges I faced being a bigger dude on that dirt bike, and it being my first dirt bike ever. I had never been on one before, and I had some struggles starting. I still have struggles with the thing that I may not have the answers for, but the side-by-side is what tipped me over that edge. It inspired me so much that now I'm right here talking to you lovely peoples. I got the big boys out there, man, supporting me every step of the way, and I really appreciate it, my friends. But yeah, it has been such a journey, and it's only been 30 days. A lot of people have asked me about the time it broke down. I was going out to film some footage for a new video that I was working on for this channel, and I noticed that it was making this weird knocking sound. It actually sounded like gravel was being thrown up underneath it. And while I was off-road, that was plausible. But once I got on the hardtop, I knew something was off, because while this does have some aftermarket tires on it that are pretty beefy, I was like, dude, there is no way they're holding on to this much gravel and just continually throwing it up underneath the machine. So I immediately pulled a 180, came back here to the house and parked it. Now I knew I had a 30-day limited warranty from the dealership. So I immediately started checking my paperwork and everything like that, and this was after hours, so the dealership was closed too. I had no way of getting in contact with them. But after looking at my paperwork and the calendar, I had 30 days. This happened on day 29 of me owning the machine. I had 1 day left, and it was going to have to be on that 30th day that I take it in. So I contacted the dealership. Absolutely, we'll take that in. We'll give it a look-see and see what we can do. You may have to drop it off and leave it. I get there. I'm there for maybe a half an hour. They unloaded it for me, took it back to their shop, and they had it diagnosed and fixed within probably half an hour. It turned out it was the sway bar links, and I guess they needed some grease, and I don't know if they needed any adjusting or anything like that. I'm, once again, not a mechanic whatsoever, but I was sweating bullets that entire time because I had no clue what it was, but I do know a knocking sound isn't good, so my mind immediately races. I'm like, well, I don't think it's the engine. It feels like, you know, something under it or something in the front end. And then you're like, well, could it be the axle? Well, could it? No. Sway bar links, super simple fix. They wouldn't even take a dime from me. They wouldn't even take a tip from me. I offered multiple times. I had cash in my hand. I was like, dude, there's no way I could have fixed this myself. At least let me give you a tip. They're like, no, sir, but we will take a handshake. So I gave them a handshake. I was on my way. Still a very scary experience, but I was back to riding that evening without any problems whatsoever. But honestly, this is where my thoughts on owning a side-by-side completely changed. Because for the past 30 days, I'd had a lot of fun, absolutely loved it. But when that breakdown occurred, all I wanted was for it to be fixed. I wanted it to be okay. I wanted to be back out hitting those trails. I love it. I have a passion for this. This is what I want to do. I want to be in the woods, riding around in a side-by-side or on my dirt bike all the time that I possibly can. I love it. I love how comfortable the machine is, how much room it actually does have inside of it. A lot of people were concerned about that because I'm 6'3", 270 pounds. They're like, dude, are you even going to be able to fit in that thing? How's the leg room? Are you going to hit your head? How's the shoulder width, man? Are you going to bump into your passenger? Are you comfortable? Is your elbow hitting those plastics over every bump? I've had no problems whatsoever. I've been really comfortable. That being said, the ride is a bit bumpy. It does get harsh, but still, I like it a lot. And people were concerned about the width of it. A lot of people don't like a 50-inch machine, which this one is. But hey, I consider it an advantage to this machine because here in West Virginia, where Mother Nature is constantly trying to claim back her land, this thing will cut right through those four-wheeler trails with no problem whatsoever. I don't see something like a Honda Talon or a Kawasaki KRX being able to do that. They're just way too big. And if you get down a trail where you're like, oh man, this is getting way too grown up, way too gnarly, and you just want to turn around, this guy will easily do that, man, on the path. No problems whatsoever. You might have to look like Austin Powers a little bit while you do it, but you will get yourself turned around and get out of there. The value of it is absolutely insane. It's one of the cheapest side-by-sides on the market, and they include so much stuff like a winch and a roof from factory, which I would have wanted anyways. Plus mine, where it was used, came with an absolute ton of accessories already installed. Thankfully, that I don't have to worry about putting in myself, because I would have wanted some of those things and would have had no clue how to install them. But for the value, it's an incredible bargain. I feel like I made out like a freaking bandit. But also, it's just so much fun when you turn some of those accessories on, like the whip lights. When you're out at nighttime and you just hit that little switch and those whip lights illuminate, and my woman's got it set up to look like they're freaking unicorns just driving through the woods. It's so much fun, man. And the mental health aspects of having this thing, it's just, you can't even measure something like that. It allows me to get out of the house with the health issues that I have and do something that I truly enjoy. When I've been cooped up in the house for the past 3 years against my freaking will, man. So you can't even put a price tag on something like that. It has helped me so much. But I do still have some concerns because I'm not a mechanic. So when it comes to oil changes, greasing it, or if another breakdown happens, I'll have to figure that out on my own, or I'll be beholden to a dealership, which would absolutely suck. So I am hoping to advance in that area. Also, being out in the woods, man, West Virginia is the mountain state. It is very easy to be in the absolute middle of nowhere very quickly out here. And if a breakdown occurs or we get a flat or something like that, now I do carry a tire plug kit and some Fix-A-Flat, but we have absolutely no cell phone service here at my house. You know, when you go to the cell phone shop like AT&T and they have this 99% nationwide coverage map and then there's this little red speck on it? That's us, man. So if we're out in the middle of the woods and something happens, I may have no cell service whatsoever if I need to pull up a YouTube video or anything like that for reference. All of my worries are really around the mechanics of the machine and fearing a breakdown or something like that. But would I buy it again? Like if I had a time machine and could go back 30 days with everything that's happened, including the breakdown, and would I do it again? 100% yes, I would, because the memories we've created are absolutely priceless in it. I love hitting the trails no matter if I've already been on it a million times. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I love the way it makes me feel about myself being out in this bad boy. So absolutely 100% I would sign those papers again and again and again. And if it broke down, I would try to get it repaired again and again and again. What about you? Are you thinking about getting a side-by-side? What kind are you looking at? Leave a comment below and let me know. And hey man, while you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button. It would help me out a lot. And I've only had this thing for 30 days. I am going to continue to document this whole experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I want you there in my passenger seat along with me for the whole ride, baby. All right, big boys, go out there, hit them trails, and get on it, baby.